What's up guys, Kevin Cage back with another XRP update. Got a super quick video for you tonight, so I hope you enjoy. Taking a look at the XRP price chart, I just circled a huge area of consolidation, very boring price action bouncing between this channel. And keep in mind, this happened and people were calling XRP dead, it's a banker's coin, it's a garbage coin, it has no utility, blah 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 blah. And then little did we know, when the price was boring, when nobody's looking, when everybody gives up, it took off in early 2017 and it did roughly 70,000% plus in terms of a return. This was the early 2017 bull run for anybody that's not familiar with this. And of course, we all know this bull run right here when XRP went from 20 cents to $3.84 at the end of December into January 2018. My point being is that when things take off, they can happen very quickly. And whatever you believe, this was just all a bubble, or these were tests, or it's all thanks to Bitcoin skyrocketing, this is just my point. We have to look at the charts when they're boring, before they do these all-time high prices. So just a friendly reminder, I'll probably rant more about this at the end. We have a bunch of news today. So I will be talking about this recent article that came out today. And of course, James Wallace, as we're familiar. Plus, he is in fact the vice president of RippleX, central bank engagements and central bank digital currencies, being with Ripple for almost 2 years now. Keep in mind, he was at IBM for 17 years and even a vice president of blockchain. You cannot make this stuff up. You can find him on LinkedIn as well. And keep in mind, if you have not seen that recent interview of James Wallace discussing Ripple's role in all of these central bank digital currency initiatives, it was uploaded by Bank XRP on YouTube. Highly recommend it. I know we've pointed towards it and shown it on this channel several times, but just want to point that out. And keep in mind, haters, they just read the headlines. Fans will read the entire page. My point being that anybody that does proper research on XRP does not need any convincing. They understand the utility of the asset, whether it's 40 cents and boring or even $5 plus. So zero doubt in this ecosystem. Just wanted to point that out. So anyways, back to my point. Ripple pilots a private ledger for central banks launching central bank digital currencies. I just want to read a few things here. Of course, I was getting some good laughs of people sharing this on Twitter. Jim Hyatt, a big XRP holder and supporter. XRP going to zero though. Just kind of, making fun of everybody. I got a good laugh from there. And we can see, Ripple published this. So they're piloting a private version of the open source public XRP ledger, allowing central banks to create and even manage a digital currency, enabling global interoperability. Get involved today. So most people, Bitcoin maxis don't understand this narrative. They don't understand the need for privacy for central banks. Ripple does. And for the past several years, they've been explaining that the only way to create a true internet of value is to start off by connecting these repositories of value. Yes, velocity of money matters. We already know XRP can help improve settlement times dramatically, but interoperability is key. All right, so we'll keep moving here. I want to read a few points in this article. Also, so we have Matt Hamilton. Just keep in mind, I'm not just reading tweets here. This is actually a director of developer relations over at RippleX. So he is in fact a developer. Of course, I'm happy. I did see him just get hired probably in the past 2 months. So congrats to him. I know he's going to do some great work there. So notice this gentleman, just a fudster. So they're forking XRP to make it even more centralized. Clearly, seems like a Bitcoin maxi. And he goes on to say, no, they are facilitating banks to create separate private ledgers to make it even more decentralized. And I guarantee that went right over his head. All right, and then also right here, Matt Hamilton. So this gentleman just says, sounds to me if the price jumps, we won't know it because it's on a separate ledger. The agreed upon price won't apply to retail, thinking that there's, 2 different XRPs on 2 different ledgers. I understand the concern, but even Matt just goes on to explain. XRP is XRP. It does not matter which ledger it is on. Would make no sense it being 2 different values. So hopefully that, helps out kind of reducing some FUD in this ecosystem. If you guys have any thoughts or, fearful points, I recommend just asking somebody that's working actively on the XRP ledger, such as Matt or David Schwartz, because sometimes he will actually respond via Twitter. All right, so we'll keep moving here. Now, to touch on a few things that I do want to cover, I highlighted just a few quick paragraphs and we'll keep moving right here. Most blockchains are public ledgers, visible to all and updated by a broad network of validators. A central bank requires more transaction privacy and control over its currency than a public ledger can offer. Absolutely. Makes sense to me. So we'll most likely opt to create a central bank digital currency on a private ledger that can also operate at the required scale. Next right here, the central bank digital currency private ledger. This also means that CBDC private ledgers are designed for issuing currencies with over 5,400 currencies issued on the XRP ledger over the past 8 years, including its native digital asset, XRP, which can be leveraged as a neutral bridge asset for frictionless value movement between CBDCs and other currencies. I encourage you guys to just read this whole page. It's super short, but I don't want to bore you with the details and just, reading everything verbatim like always. Right here, time to define the future of money. Lastly, and we're just getting started, we are also working on a fresh approach where central banks will be able to join a network on central bank digital currency ledgers that enables full settlement interoperability, while allowing each member to retain their monetary and technological independence. We believe this will be a game changer, just as I do, for central banks, and are excited to release more details on how it works very soon. So while most people are saying XRP is going to zero, we can see them building. The builders are building. They're showing no sign of stopping. And I think this is just going to be another bump in the road. So once again, do not call us XRP holders lucky. For those that actually do their research and decide to hold through all of this storm, I know it's not fun, but I'm not going anywhere. Also, Jamie XRP. So some are worried about a private ledger. I find this article very exciting. We're all going to be right. The first screenshot is from the article linked, and the second is from last year. XRP enables this interoperability between central bank digital currencies, ledgers, and assets. And of course, it does make you think of things like interledger protocol, all these interoperability protocols, ledgers, and of course, a digital asset enters XRP. So all good and great. I encourage you guys to look at this. He's actually referencing the Bank of International Settlements, or Bank for International Settlements, BIS. They're known as the central bank of all central banks. Keep in mind, they have all kinds of initiatives and innovation programs right here for 2021 and 2022, focusing on interoperability for cross-border payments as a major priority for central bank digital currencies. Very, very interesting. And of course, we could talk about, Augustin Karstens. We could talk about, why am I blanking? Benoit as well. So of the Innovation Hub, we've talked about him many, many times. I don't know. There's just so much obvious excitement and need and building in this space right now that I cannot turn my back on it because, somebody gets bored that XRP's been at 40 cents for a few days. All right. And let me see if there's anything else here. Also, so Bank XRP, I know we showed this a few weeks ago, but now we actually have NBK, the National Bank of Kuwait, sharing this on their Twitter. So we can see NBK direct remit goes live. Live Sporting runs on RippleNet, the new logo. Excuse me, I'm getting a little brain dead. It's been a long day. So we can see right here on the National Bank of Kuwait's actual Twitter page, you can click their picture and you see runs on RippleNet. I know we were looking at the website the other day and you can find it right here if you're curious, nbk.com/direct remit. So additional proof, guys, there's hundreds of RippleNet customers, but yeah, I know. Most of them are using Xcurrent. We want them to start using on-demand liquidity and we want them to start ramping up that volume ASAP. And it's my belief that that will be coming per even the Ripple projections of $750 billion in volume going over XRP. Do not forget about LOC, the line of credit initiatives, lending XRP. Do not forget about Flare Networks. There's like a million different things in all these different directions. I cannot turn my back just because I may be bored with the XRP chart. When it goes, it's going to surprise us all, as always. All right? And just wanted to show you this again, and just kind of a little rant before I read that Brad Garlinghouse letter, or at least one of the paragraphs. I just want to keep emphasizing, you have to believe in an asset before the massive price comes. People can chase gains. If you're doing well in the market and other assets, that's all good and great. But I just, I don't recommend, and none of this is financial advice, guys. This is just one man's opinion. Do your own research. I don't recommend giving up because you're tired. In an investment. If you see something fundamentally wrong, yeah, that's up to you. But for me, the fundamentals are still screaming. And I mean, maybe the fundamentals are screaming opposite now because you're wondering why the heck price hasn't moved. But in order to be a contrarian investor, I think it requires a different type of thinking nowadays. It's not like growing up anymore, reading the newspaper in the 70s, finding a company like Warren Buffett and investing in the fundamentals. Things are a lot more contrarian today. All right, so all in all, do your own research, decide for yourselves. It is your money. Make a decision and do what's best for you. And if you want instant gratification, you guys can go to Vegas. You can go play the slots. I am here and I'm going to be playing the long game. And keep in mind, it just takes one single candle or just a single piece of news like we saw today that changes everybody's mood about this market. It's so simple. Everybody's so fickle. And this could be for the bullish case and the bearish case. But remember, when in doubt, zoom out. I know I say that a million times per video, but I think it's super helpful. And most people, are too impatient to be traders, let alone an actual investor in holding something for several years. And I know, the XRP community, we are earning this day by day. I know some people have been in this asset since, 2013, 2015. You have my respect, but I am not going anywhere because we are still seeing the fundamentals screaming on a daily basis. And I have to just keep repeating this, and I did tweet it just so people understand. I have not sold any of my long-term XRP. I have my long-term bag. It's untouched for the years ahead. I know there's new people that watch this channel a lot. I just have to, explain myself every once in a while. That's not going to change. And yes, I do believe that it'll be worth 100x plus from current price in the future with ease in the years ahead. It's one of my largest bags. I still hold well over 30 assets, which I know kind of seems silly, but XRP is one of my biggest bags, and I consider it to be a very, very significant portion of my portfolio. All right. And last but not least, I just wanted to cover this. So we had Brad Garlinghouse right here. I did retweet it, but you can find it at @BGarlinghouse on Twitter. Today, a letter was filed on my behalf indicating my intent to file a motion to dismiss in response to, that's a tongue twister, to the SEC's amended complaint against me. Simply put, the SEC's allegations are regulatory overreach. The letter speaks for itself, and I'm just going to read this first paragraph. This case, and of course we know the gentleman, I believe Matthew Solomon as well, he had some great points that we read a couple weeks ago during their hearing, but this case represents regulatory overreach, plain and simple. On December 22nd, 2020, the SEC brought this suit alleging that Mr. Garlinghouse engaged in a scheme with Ripple Labs Inc., Ripple, that allegedly had been taking place right under the SEC's nose since at least 2013 to continuously and unlawfully sell XRP, which transactions the SEC alleges should have been registered as securities all along under Sections 5A and C of the Securities Act. What a joke. And just kind of going over these points where the SEC fails to recognize the economic realities of the defendants, transactions in XRP. There's so many things right now that are looking good for Ripple's case in my mind. Even talks like with Coinbase, I just think this is a very political move, whether it's, politics, greed, money, some type of power play. It's just a joke to me. I still believe that we're going to get out of this relatively unscathed. XRP, the digital asset, will survive. No offense against, the organization or the sales early on or execs, they have my respect and I wish them well, but the SEC's damaged retail investors. That's what I'm most upset about. And ideally, I'm hoping that they can pay their fines, pay their dues, get on with it, and we can finally just get XRP on the move once and for all, because the charts don't lie, the fibs, the Fibonacci extensions do not lie, and it's simply a matter of time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to give me a like, links are in the video description, and share it around, and I will catch you in tomorrow's video.